Hi guys, I'm Ankit. In this video we shall see the problem on LeetCode. Reverse words in a string part 3. So given string is reverse the order of the characters in each word within a sentence while still preserving the white space and initial word order. So what do they mean is if they're given, let's say, this string, okay, so it's a sentence. Let's take LeetCode contest. So here you reverse the word let's, then you reverse the word take, then you reverse the word LeetCode, then you reverse the word contest in place. So in such case, the white space will be preserved as such in that position itself. This is what we need to do. Apparently, we have to reverse each word in the sentence while preserving the white space and the initial word order. And the order is remaining same. White space also it's preserved, but each word in the sentence is being reversed. That is what we need to focus upon. So how do we solve this problem? What is the approach? So let's take this example now. Okay, so with this given example, I'll have a pointer. So let's have a pointer pointing to start. Okay, and start be initialized to 0. So s is initialized to 0. Once you have start and you run the loop, okay, until you find a space, keep on incrementing the value. So for running the loop, I equal to 0 to n minus 1. That is the length of the sentence. So you run the loop. When you find s of I or s dot character at I in Java, what do you do? If it is equal to space, if it is equal to space, then what we need to do? So we will have a pointer I over here. I'll take some other color. Yeah, so this is a pointer I. Is it space? No. Here also no space, no space, no space. But here when the I pointer comes in, yes, this is a space. So in this case, let's have another pointer called end. Let that be pointing to I minus 1. So I minus 1 will end will point here. If this is ith position, if it is a space, then before that will not be a space. That will be the end of this word. So now we have two pointers, start and end pointers. So end will be equal to I minus 1. Now we have start and end pointers. Start is pointing to start of that word, start beginning of the word. End is pointing end of that word. So what we have to swap this. So we can use direct swap function in C++ or else manually we can do it. We have two pointers, right? While this start is less than end, we have to swap these two. So create a temporary and store whatever given sentence. It's a string of s. Then string of s will be equal to string of end. Then string of end will be equal to temp. That means if we have the word let's and start is pointing here, end is pointing here. So in temporary you store the value string of s, that is let's. Now you change string of s to string of e. So this L will be replaced by s, this value. Then you store string of e. String of e, this position will be equal to temp. Temp is nothing but L. So this is get reversed. Once you're done with this, what you have to do? S should be incremented, e should be decremented. So s plus plus, e minus minus. So you do this until you find s lesser than e. So now s will point here, e will point here. Again reverse these two. Then s will point here, e will point here. This time s is equal to e, but it's pointing to the letter t. So this time you can stop the loop. Okay, so this is the swapping we do. Once you're done with swapping, next what should be done? Next you have to move, before you're moving to next word, which will be the next start. Next start will be nothing but I plus 1. So this will be the next start. So initialize next start equal to I plus 1. Once the loop is end, once you do the reversing of the word, just initialize start equal to I plus 1. And yeah, end you need not to initialize. We initialize end only if you find a space. If you find a space, then end will be nothing but I minus 1. This is where we initialize. So like this, Again, now you iterate. If this is space, no space. Again, here you find a space. Now n will be equal to I minus 1. So n will point here, not here. So again, swap all this word. Reverse this word. Then again, you find space here. Again, reverse this word. So and end until the end, you do the thing. So one more thing which you have to notice is either s of I equal to what it will be space, or what if you are here at the end, I is pointing here, will you get any space? No. Then what we have to do? Otherwise we have to give or condition, or as I is pointing to n minus 1, that is the last position in the given sentence. If that is the case, then again we have to do swapping of this word. So this is one case which we need to handle. We are just checking whether the pointer I is pointing to the last position of the sentence. If so, then we have to return, we have to swap that as well. So we are doing in place, we are not creating any extra string or nothing here. So okay, let's solve program this. So we'll have a variable start and initialize to 0 and be s dot length and run the loop. So for loop you run it. First you have to check if s of I, if it is equal to space one thing, or I is equal to n minus 1, that is the last position. Then we have to do the swapping. So for swapping, first we need to initialize end. So end will be nothing but I minus 1, because that I pointer will point into space. So a position before that will contain the last position of the given word. Now swap. So while start less than end, so create a temporary character. We'll store s of start in that. Now you can modify s of start, that will be equal to s of end. So next s of end will be equal to the temp. So after this, start will be decremented. Sorry, start should be incremented because it's pointing at the beginning, and end will be decremented. Yes, once the loop is done, once the reversing of the word is done, now the next start will be nothing but I plus 1. Yes. So that's it. At last, return the same string. If they have given void, then you need not return nothing. But since the return type is string, we have to will be returning the same string where we have performed the reverse in place. So we shall run this. Okay, let's check what's the one second. Okay, result is present here. You could see it's not reversing the last letter in the last word. So let's go through the code once. I if equal to n minus 1, the end is I minus 1. Yeah, so since we have given the condition I lesser than n, that means till here only it can traverse, right? And if I is equal to n minus 1, we mention n equal to I minus 1, that will point to this position, which is wrong. It should be pointing to here, n should be. So what we can do to solve this problem is, we'll run the loop till I less than equal to n minus 1. If I is equal to n, that means here, if I is pointing out of bound, equal to nth position, because we are starting index from 0, if it is pointing to nth position, then end will be I minus 1. So in this point, end will point to the last letter of the last word, and s will be pointing here. So now it will be proper. So let's run and check it whether this works. It should work. Yeah. And let's see the Java also logic. Yeah. So instead of directly iterating over the string, I just converted into character array of characters, and then easily we can iterate. The same logic applies to the Java also. And at last, you create a new instance of a string and return the answer, because we cannot modify the string in place in case of Java. That is the reason you convert the character array back to string and return the answer. So we shall submit this also. Yes, successfully submitted. If you understood the concept, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll come up with another video in the next session. Until then, keep learning. Thank you.